we feed wild-caught Burmese pythons to Kevin the King Cobra. So this is the Burmese python. We've got to defrost them for about a couple hours. Let's get this going, guys. Let's feed Kevin the King Cobra. Is Kevin coming? Okay. Kevin is hungry, guys. He hasn't had a Burmese python in weeks. So let's see. He's already interested. I see him. Whoa, back up. We are going to be feeding Kevin today, and if you guys are fans of Chandler's Wildlife, if you're part of the Meatball Clan, you know that I caught some Burmese pythons a couple weeks ago, and if you're a fan of the channel, you'll also know that we feed wild-caught Burmese pythons to Kevin the King Cobra. Burmese pythons are native to Southeast Asia, as well as king cobras, so naturally they eat these animals out in the wild, along with reticulated pythons, rat snakes, all kinds of different species. So this right here is a frozen Burmese python that I captured not too long ago. He's a little bit frosty. Wait 1 second. Alright, just had to get some of that frost off so you guys can get a better look. So this is about a 6.5 foot long Burmese python that I caught out of the Everglades a couple weeks ago. And what we do is we freeze them for about 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes even a month, to make sure all the parasites inside the animal are killed off, because lots of wild reptiles have parasites in their muscle, in their organs, all kinds of stuff, and that can be transferred to my king cobra. And I don't want that, because I want this animal to live a long, nice, healthy life. So this is the Burmese python. We've got to defrost him for about a couple hours and make sure he's thawed all the way through the center. And let's get this going, guys. Let's feed Kevin the King Cobra. I just gotta go defrost this. Let's go put it in the tote. Here, come with me. So right here, it's a nice warm tote of water. We are gonna sit this python right there for a couple hours, and we're gonna come back when it's ready. I will see you then. Bye. Alright guys, we have plenty of time to kill while the Burmese python is defrosting in the water. So we're actually going to be feeding some of the small vipers we've got, like this pygmy rattlesnake, the world's smallest rattlesnake species. So I've got a nice little bowl of mini spicy meatballs. You could call this a meatball clan. Just kidding though, that's you guys. We're going to make t-shirts soon. Alright, so we've got a nice little spicy meatball right here. We're going to feed it to him. It is a little mouse. Let me move over here. You can get a good shot. I'm just gonna open up the Exoterra, there we go, and we're gonna offer it to him and see if we can get him to give it the initial strike, and maybe capturing him swallowing it on camera. Ooh, that was a crazy strike. Alright. So in his head, he just envenomated that little mouse, and he's gonna wait for the venom to take effect, and then he's gonna swallow it down. Obviously, that is a frozen thawed mouse, it's not alive. But that's just the way these rattlesnakes like to hunt. So give him a couple minutes to himself and you guys are gonna see him swallow down that food. Once the pygmy rattlesnake realizes that this prey item's dead, he begins to figure out where he wants to start swallowing the food. Usually they start with the head first, but for some reason, he begins with the softer part of the body, the rump. So he starts from the rump all the way to the tip of the face and begins to work that food down his throat. Now, even though this mouse was never alive to begin with, he wouldn't last too long if he was, because their venom is necrotic and it eats away at blood cells and flesh. Now, even though the pygmy rattlesnake's venom is not that potent, their venom has the capability of causing necrosis. Now, necrosis is when the venom eats away at the blood cells and the flesh. So, for example, let's say you're all the way out in the woods, way out in the middle of nowhere, you got no signal, you can't call anybody, you're camping with your friends, and you get bit on your toe by a pygmy rattlesnake while you're wearing sandals. They're so small and their rattle's so tiny that they can't make enough noise to warn you not to step on them. So they have to bite you in defense if you get too close. So for example, you get bit in the toe, and let's say it takes you about 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours because you're in the middle of nowhere to get to a hospital or get to contact, call a helicopter, fly you out. The time it takes for you to get from point A to point B, you will already have necrosis, depending on how bad of a bite, how much venom was put into your body by that viper. So by the time you get to that hospital, your toe has to be partially amputated or completely amputated because there's so much necrosis it cannot be saved. But with all that being said, these animals are drop dead gorgeous. They deserve the utmost respect, and if you see them, just get some nice cool photos of them and don't get too close. Alright guys, he is stuffed with that nice meal inside him. I'm gonna put his enclosure back where it belongs. We're actually putting the pygmy rattlesnakes up here for now because we're rearranging the whole room. Like always, it's constantly changing here because we've always got animals coming in, we have animals that are growing, they need new enclosures, always changing setups, all kinds of new stuff. So let's feed a couple more vipers and then we're gonna move on to the king because that python is almost defrosted. I know Kevin is waiting for his meal, so let's do it. Alright guys, the Burmese python is defrosted all the way through. All the little rattlers are munching down on their food. Before feeding off this Burmese python, I really want to get a good look at the size. I want to show you guys how long this animal is. So completely stretched out. There we go. Now I am an inch under 6 foot tall. And if I lay down next to it, the snake is about what? Like, what does it look like from there? About 6 inches or 7 inches?
It looks like you're laying next to a big dead snake, though.
Kevin is gonna love this big meal. And for new people to the channel, Burmese pythons are invasive to Florida. They're not native here. There are...
Oh, Chandler! That splashed all over me, bro.
Even after death, they still want to make me some nice spicy meatballs.
Dude, what?
Okay, time out. Well, I guess that nice lukewarm bath for the python kind of just got nice and relaxed and loose, you know? Well, did you say it got on your feet?
Bro, it got all over my feet.
Oh my god. That's why you wear shoes in the snake room. We were just talking about that too. I don't need shoes. You do when there's egg drop soup on the floor.
I'm never eating that again.
Alright guys, I just finished cleaning up that egg drop soup. Now we got some nice clean floors. Back to what I was saying. Burmese pythons are not native to Florida. They are a problem in the Florida Everglades. There are so many pythons out there that if you know what you're doing as a python hunter, you could find anywhere from 4 to even 8 pythons in one hot night versus finding all the other native stuff. So they're not supposed to be here, and they take advantage of every opportunity for food when it's nice and warm out, so they're consistently eating. They can reach about 18 feet. They've been documented to eat alligators, Florida deer, all the local wildlife. Everything's on the menu because they have the capability to eat something 10 to 15 times bigger than their own skull. Their bottom jaw unhinges, allowing them to use their skin like elastic to stretch and swallow large prey items. So these guys are the ultimate reptilian predator for South Florida. Even though they're not native here, they are thriving because we have the perfect climate. So enough about that. If you guys want to learn more about Burmese pythons, check out one of the python hunting episodes. I am gonna open up this cage. Is Kevin coming? Okay. Kevin is hungry, guys. He hasn't had a Burmese python in weeks, probably a month or so. He's been eating ball pythons, which are just like a little minute, tiny, spicy meatball. Not even. It's like a little piece of sausage on a pizza. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway,
like sausage.
I bet you do. Anyway,
What?
all right. So let's see where he's at. Oh, he's actually facing outwards towards the box. He's coiled up. I'm going to open up the cage nice and wide because I actually want to see if we can get him to come out as much as possible, because in the last feeding video, this animal came out almost completely halfway for his food. So let's see. He's already interested. I see him. He's like, oh, you haven't given me this in a long time, dude. Oh, back up. Okay, look at him. Look at this snake. Oh, look at some ornaments. He is checking it out. He seems like he wants to go for the neck. That's the best spot if he thinks it's alive, to avoid getting bit up a whole bunch. Or I guess not, he just wants that thick fat part. Come on. Come on. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Come on. Come on. Hi, Mr. King Cobra. I just want to be your friend, okay? So I think we should team up and create our own YouTube channel, because Chandler, he just films us and he gets all the money. I don't think that's okay. I don't think that's okay. Oh no! I just wanted to collab with you. Not like this. Oh, I meant like Brian Barczyk or Camp Cannon. Alright guys, Kevin just finished eating that Burmese python, a 6-foot plus Burmese python, a decent meal, and now he's not gonna have to eat for a couple weeks. Dude, you're welcome. That's how he thanks me. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next Chandler's Wildlife.